All right, friends, remember this little feller? Yeah, it's become a pretty good flat surface, I have to say. Out of all the flat surfaces I have, it really accumulates a lot of stuff. So I think it's time we work on it. And we're gonna get started right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man. This here is a little HG crawler, and it had some very sadness about it, you know. It originally came from Kentucky, need I say more there, and it just seems like a lot of stuff was homemade-ish on it. And we discovered, whilst trying to retime it to make it run appropriately, we discovered we were missing a piece. This piece, in fact, which I now have. So that held us up, which is fine because then we got busy anyway, couldn't do anything. So we need to attack this, he says, as he can't get anything, whatever. But before we do that, I got some footage that I filmed here a long while back about messing with the fan that we got. So I'll throw that footage in now before I forget about it. I don't even remember what all I did in that footage. I just remember that that footage exists. So check that footage out now. All right, I really came outside to work on something else, but curiosity's got the best of me. I got that new fan and I want to see it go in here to see if this is even going to go. You can see the nice electric fan that somebody put in there. We're going to do away with that, you know. We're going to try to get an actual coherent thing going for us. It looks like we probably don't have the tools here to do it. Well, yeah, we do. We got red pliers, and you can do all things with red pliers. So let's grab a set of red pliers. I should actually switch to, I think, the next size down socket. I'll probably regret that immediately. Trying to do the other side. Also, I'll throw the tools to the ground. Also, I'll also have to remember not to delete this footage by accident when I'm editing videos, because this will be with a way different group of footage. Come on. We really need to clean out the holes on the block to really make this shine. Also, we're going to frustratingly work twice as hard. That's okay. I don't know why it won't go, but that's okay. Going good. Poor little crawler. Poor little crawler. So cobbled up. Come on. Come on. Somehow we're struggle busing to just get that loose. Ooh. Okay, now back to this side, which I abandoned ship for some reason. I guess I thought it was going to be easier. I don't know. That ought to come off of there. What? I don't know what they did to this when they made it, but somehow they didn't even get the holes drilled right. It doesn't feel like, because it's really a struggle to just get the, it's like they didn't have the right size drill bit and they just hammered it home. That way I'd have to work twice as hard someday to get it unconfunculated. Unconfunculated. Come on. Oh, what a sad day as we delete this. Come on, get out of there. Delete that piece of trash, which looks like it's already been into the radiator. I don't know about this. It does look kind of original-ish, but we don't need it in our application, I don't think. I just want to test fit you. Will you just let me test fit you? Yeah, okay. What should we be doing versus what are we doing? Well, that's 9/16. Boy, we need to delete on this idler. I don't know what they were thinking there. Obviously they did something different in the previous application, but it's right in our way. But we're gonna have to get different bolts, but you know what I'm saying, shorter ones to take up for that. Come on, participate for a change. Come on. That's tight. We want loose. I really just wanted to do a quick and dirty check to see if this is going to work. I really didn't want to have to do the whole operation today. We don't have the rest of our stuff yet for this. That's okay though. We can struggle. We can work twice as hard. The longest bolt in America. That's fine. Longest bolt in America. Come on. This bolt we can probably use because it's, if we use the original generator bracket, but I don't know that we will. Because we're going to do something probably different. Make it a little bit cleaner. Update it, 12 volt. Maybe mini alternator style. I don't know. We'll save this for when we put the air conditioning on, okay? have a look at this. Oh, sweet. It's gonna go there, and I think the front pulley's gonna line up. Maybe. Get some of those started, just a thread. Come on. Why is something's hitting? It's hitting that alternator bracket. Okay, if we take that, oh man, I bet it's gonna be one of those jobs where it's right in between the two. Wouldn't that suck? Because this is not exactly the right one. But one of those should line up. The front one should line up. How many bolts does it take to get to the center of a no. Let's get this back out of there. Let's see if we can take loose one more bolt and get that bracket out of there. Come on. We're deleting parts right and left. I don't want to forget that I need to put bolts back in. So far I got to put 3 bolts in. But I think it's going to work. All right, I think that this will work. It's an optical illusion but I think that those pulleys will be pretty well in line. We'll get a belt in there and figure that out. If they aren't, I don't know what I'll do, but I'll come up with something. I always do. It kind of, to me, looks like it's not right, like we're off by a little bit. But I don't really know how to fix that. I guess I could, if I knew how this was made, which now of course I can't even get this off. That's nice, one-handed. I'm just wondering if I take this all apart in here somehow, if there's a way to shorten this somehow and take off one pulley. See, there were others available on the internet that had one pulley, but then the fan was too big and it would have hit. And maybe I should have ordered one of those and done something. I don't know. I wish I knew how this is made. Everything could be the same length if I could just eliminate one pulley and put another one on. But I don't know how it's made. So that's a dive for another day. Especially since people are bothering me now wanting stuff fixed, and I don't have time for that. So I guess I will table this and I'll put this in a video where we actually are working on this. All right, so the guy before me was a Farmall feller, and he had toyed with using a fan off of like a B or C Farmall, which looked about right, but the fan wouldn't fit in there or whatever. So that's why I bought this, because this is from an Avery, and that is supposed to be, it's the same motor like what's on there, but I'm not convinced that everything lines up perfect. So we are going to have to do some, creative dramatics there whenever we get to that point, or we're going to have to just admit defeat there and buy another fan and see if we can make one out of two. I don't know. We'll figure that out later. That's not today's problem. Today's problem is trying to get this governor back together. So we might proceed on our process of timing. All right, well, this is going to be miserable. I forgot about how miserable it was, actually. The sun is just in our face, you know. Okay, we stuck this together just enough so that it didn't get dirty. And so I'm immediately going to do stuff to make it get dirty. I don't remember if I didn't think we did any more than that one bolt. Yeah. Okay. So, what this little doogie does is it basically, I guess, well, without taking that all out again, see, it's got to be able to transfer the motion from way back in there to the actual fork of the governor. And so without that piece, there would have been nothing to hit these forks. And that was sad. So, what we need to do now, I think, is clean this up a little. I'll probably slap a little, the old number 2 on there. And then that way we can tighten her down and be satisfied that this part is correct. Because that's the next part of the procedure that we had to do, is we had to get that piece put in. We've got the governor timed correctly, and then we can go on our instructions from there. So let's get this bolted on, and then we'll be done in here, and then I'll explain the next part of the procedure. We may have to revisit this at some point. I don't know exactly. But I know that we are farther along now than we were yesterday, you know? We also need to get a spring. That spring that I had was obviously roasted in that fire, so it has no more springiness. But what I'm saying is, oh shoot. There we go. Come on. Let's see if we can. And the bottom one, I think, yeah, this is a weird one. This is like a super long bolt. And then it has a spacer, and it goes actually through your, like to your magneto. And we really need to have that off of there for this next part. So I guess what I'll do is try to get that bolt started in the hole, because there's no threads or anything. I'll feed it through the bottom so that everything stays aligned. And then that should get us part way where we need to be. It's really hard to do this. I think that this is so handy, having these tracks back here, but the angle is just not quite where you can get to stuff. Okay, that was actually 9/16. Okay. I kind of remember the procedure, but we need to look it up. I have it saved on my phone, I'm pretty sure. The next part of this adventure. I mean, you gotta do the correct stuff. See, that's what I was afraid of. I don't like is I think we're gonna have to tighten this down for a minute. We're gonna have to put it all together so that we make sure that we draw it up evenly, because right now it's not evenly, and I don't want to break the ear off a magneto or off of this governor housing, because right now that's where we're headed if we don't watch what we're doing. And come on, tools. Well, for some reason, there, it's playing keep away with our intelligence. I love it when stuff does that. This is in our way. Can we hang that out of the way? There. Now technically, we should be able to, there, I was going to say, I should have been able to get my hand through there up underneath the frame. Come on. Play nice. There. There. Okay. Now, does that look like that would... I think that looks like that would go nice. Let's put... Yes, we'll have to take it immediately back off again in a minute, but I would rather... I'm trying to pull this unevenly. That's my major goal here, is trying desperately to make things play nice. Now, of course, we're not going to be able to get that in there because that's, you know, the stuff that I brought. And that actually acts like that's a bigger size back here. Okay, where did I put my... Come on. Come on, Ratchet. Ratchet. Come on. Now we're doing something. See, this is actually supposed to have a spring, not a rigid piece like it's got in it now. All right. Now we have all the guts in it. So we're moving along correctly. Now we need to grab our phone. Everything is really inconvenient with the lighting. I hope that you can actually see what's happening. That'd be sad if I did all this and it's useless. I have to go back in my many extensive photos and see if I can find one. The ones I took of the page. Yeah, here we go. Okay. We did the part of timing the governor gear. Yeah, examine your governor gear. We did that. Now, installing magneto to the engine. Okay. Part 2 is complete, the governor installed. Now we're on part 3, timing the governor or the magneto to the engine. Okay. What we have to do is remove the number 1 spark plug, which is closest to the radiator. So we'll do that in a minute. And then we are going to turn it basically till we feel it coming up on compression. Okay. So that's the next part. The next part is turning the engine until we are sure that it's coming up on compression. And in a second we're gonna have to take the magneto off in a minute anyway. Redo it. Okay. come on now. Come on. Is that turning or not? I can't see what I'm doing. I probably need to take the hood off of it. There. Now it turned, I know. See, I'm trying to do this in such a way that if I get called away, it's not going to be sitting open without sheet metal on it, because last time we walked away from it, it's been like 4 weeks. So, you can't have that. Alright. Let's see about turning it. And I don't remember what I used to turn it last time. I think I had to use a wrench in the slots. I wish it had the crank on it still, but it doesn't. Come on. Come on. Well, we need to get a better something, because I sure can't turn it with that. Doesn't want to stay in there. I really should pull all the spark plugs so it's easy to turn, but one thing about it, it feels like it's got a lot of compression. Okay. Right there. Should be top dead center on compression. Now we'll take this magneto off and see what we got. I don't know what we got, but we'll see what we got. And I also need to take this bottom one off again. That's okay. It did what we wanted it to do a minute ago. Alright. Come on. Okay. Let's take this off. Now. Oh, air tube. Air tube coming off too. Okay. I think I was messing with the carburetor off camera. And that was a mistake. I shouldn't have done all. There's a spring. That's almost the perfect spring for the governor spring. But they had it on the carburetor. That's fine. Are you still there? I hope. Now. Oh, I think we're in business. Let's read our next part. Okay, now very slowly turn and make sure that the governor, the slot in the governor gear should be in the position like figure number 7. And indeed, it is like figure number 7. It's like that. Okay, let's see here. We're now ready to move. Okay, the Wyco Model C. Now we got Wyco X, or whatever. Since the XH Magneto is the prevalent model, we use that model as a subject. Okay, the first step is to make sure that the impulse trip plate in front of the magneto is in the proper position. And I don't think this one is. I think we discovered, well, we need to get this off of here so we can hold this in our hand, I think. All right, this is where we had some discrepancy before. Let's see, the first step is to make sure that the engine is in the proper position. The punch mark on the trip plate is in a position just after the 7th graduation from left to right. and it's not. He's moved it to 3, but everything in the engine was out of whack, so that could explain that. So that punch mark, which I think I showed once before, but if I could get it to sit there, I'd get my little screwdriver and point to it for you. He says as he can't find it. There's a punch mark here. If you can see that, the lighting is terrible. It's on the 3rd. We need it to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It needs to be right after the 7th one. So we need to move that inner trip plate. This inner piece spins if you loosen these 4 screws. We need to move that over to the 7th mark, or just past it. So that's what I'm going to do. I remember now, since we're talking about this, that I forgot to get a screwdriver that was capable of that. So I need to go get one that is big enough to take those screws loose, and then we can live our happy life. Okay, we're back. I hope that we can accomplish this. Oh, now I might have got a screwdriver that fits the slot good, but now it's so wide it may not go. Oh well, we'll get it. This is nothing new. I had to do this on 2-cylinder John Deere. The Magneto shop didn't have it adjusted right when it came back years ago. This Magneto right now is adjusted like the John Deere should be, because they use like they read the punch marks. John Deere reads the punch marks like 2.5 degrees, and everybody else reads it as 1 degree. So figure that one out, friends. But okay, now I need to maybe switch to the smaller screwdriver. Get that to turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I still got a ways to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A little more. There we go. We're going to put that right there and log her down. Now the other thing that's got me worried is the guy before me had this darn thing apart, and he also jacked with the having the cap off. You can turn the actually the rotor is geared and you can turn it, and he's had it moved, so I hope it's where it's supposed to be. Okay, we did that. Now rotate the magneto counterclockwise, looking at the impulse in, until the white mark on the rotor appears in the sight window. Alright, so there's a sight window. I don't see it. Oh, there it was. I bet. I can't really see very good here, and I don't know that you may not be able to do it right now until it's the time of day changes. There we go. There's a white mark. Okay, what's next? That's good, because the white mark lines up the white mark, and then the slot's right. This is the #1 position on the cap. The impulse coupling should now be shown in position 8 and is ready to install. And it rotates counterclockwise 1, 2, 4, 3. Okay, this is the correct position. So let's put this on. Maybe. Come on, get in there. See, we got so much more range we could go, but I think we're gonna go we're gonna try to go mid-range to start with, and like I said, we may have to pull the cap. All right, friends, I think we're ready for an inaugural run, but we're gonna have to use the jump pack because we are in a negative battery situation again. We buy more stuff and then we're always out of batteries. We've also got something on every surface. That looks nice. Let's put that on there. Let's put that on there. 9.8. Probably not going to cut it, right? Make sure that's there. I don't remember how this works actually. Oh. Nothing? I don't remember which position of the switch needs to be either. Let's go right to the battery. Let's clamp that there. Clamp that there. See what happens? Nothing? Oh yeah. Oh, got too greedy. I let the choke out too much. I think the carburetor needs attention. I don't think he's got that quite clean. Come on. More? Less? I don't know. Maybe more idle. Yeah, let's give it a little more throttle. Let's give it a little more. That is much, much, much better though than it ran before. Oh, that's interesting. Why is it idling now? Did something come loose? So, what I think we need to do, we can't run it forever because we don't have anything hooked up, but I think we need to possibly rebuild that carburetor. We need to get a spring in our governor, and we may even have to take the cap off of the magneto and make sure that it's really correct. I'm happy. The thing I'm not happy about is that the block's cracked, but oh, I guess my grounding doesn't work. Or that was the fan. Oh, okay. Well, I don't actually know then which one of these was the one that shut it off. Is it this one? Nope. Huh. Well, that's the longest it's run since I've owned it. So that's cool. Where does that black wire go? There should be a ground switch that shuts it off. Well, or you just hit the throttle and then that shuts it off. Okay. Well, friends, I'm happy. We actually accomplished something here. And we could drive it if I hadn't have it piled full of all kinds of crap, but that's okay. We'll do that another day because we got a lot more to do to it before then. Like we need to tackle fan situation. I'm also, ooh, that's hot now. Imagine that. Imagine after running, everything is warm. It's full of antifreeze, so that's no problem. But we're gonna have to revisit this and figure out what we're gonna do. Maybe it's the kind of thing where I need to make a spacer plate and I could get this fan to hit the one groove or something, but I think that's another day's problem. It's getting late in the evening and I think we accomplished what we set out to do. So now that we know that that's running, we can refine it from here. We really need to, I think we're gonna need to double check the timing of that magneto on the other end. Make sure he hasn't got it advanced or whatever, and then maybe play with it and see if we can get it just dialed in absolutely beautiful. But so far, I was impressed with that. I think it started good, it ran good. It just probably needs run. It probably hasn't done much for a long time. So we will get to that. We will tackle those processes in another video. But hey friends, it's coming along. We might have us a little track feller, so that's all right. So until next time, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Do you suffer from low intelligence and are easily entertained? Well then hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment, and that way we can keep making entertainment that your feeble minds can understand. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.